tutors.
Interesting. Dramatic.
Self-defining.
Seven. 6, 7.
7.
A 7?
7.
7 or 8. 7.5.
7 to an 8.
I'd say 3 because I like to balance my life and not put all my priority on school.
For me, academically, it was harder.
It was a lot of the same things or very similar things that I had to do, except multiplied by a factor of like 10. So I just had a lot more to do.
But as a year in itself, it wasn't crazily bad. It's all about just how an individual person handles whatever's thrown at them.
When I was doing my work, like the work I was given, and I was trying as hard as I could, and then my parents would they would either tell me to do the work I was already doing.
Lack of time management.
When things come out of nowhere and things that are out of my control start disrupting my day-to-day life.
Mindfulness, meditation, breathing actually just really help.
Things that I'm passionate about, so theater and music, like being in the productions a gun and being in choir probably made me sane this whole year.
Talking just really helps me process things, and getting advice from friends and teachers and family is always really helpful. And spending time with people I love really helps me relax. They trust me enough to know that I'll get things done and I'll do things to the best of my ability, and they support me when I falter.
They weren't too involved, I think, and that helped me because I like figuring things out on my own, but they were always there when I needed it, so they didn't like assume that help was needed, but when I went to them for it, they were always there and ready to help.
I always feel like I'm able to talk to my parents, which is really helpful, because when I'm dealing with things and it's hard to take on everything by myself, I have 2 awesome people living with me at home who are really helpful and really supportive.
And they assured me that my grades weren't really definitive of my life and just what my future is going to be.
They don't really understand necessarily, like there was just a lot of stuff happening and they were kind of like, oh, just ignore it, like you don't need to pay attention to that, and it was like, but I want to and I need to and I need to be a part of things.
More independent with like my academic choices, meaning that like they would let me sign up for the clubs I wanted to, and they would let me sign up for the classes I wanted to. That definitely would have made me excel in in the ones I picked rather than the ones they forced me to do.
It is always nice to hear that they support us and that they love us.
I think the most helpful thing that a parent can do is just notice when their student is being stressed out and just let them know that high school isn't the end of the world.
Asked me more often how I was holding up, and when I got a bad grade, focusing on improvement rather than punishment and scolding for getting a bad grade.
Don't worry as much and let your kid do his or her thing.
Just to let your child know that they don't need to be taking a million APs. They need, like, I don't know, talk to your children about your definition of success and, make sure that they don't have some crazy idea of success.
But at the same time, you need to give them some room to breathe and kind of explore different regions of different things. And I guess that freedom, like that minor freedom, will give it'll make your connection much better.
I think that a lot of students think that the love of their parents depends on how well they do in whatever they're doing. And I guess for some people that's true, but I think for most people it's just really not, and it'd be good would hope is unconditional no matter what you do and how well you do and the things you do. And that would help so you don't feel the additional pressure from the parents too. Because we get a lot of pressure from a lot of different places. And
I think the most important thing for my parents to say to me when I'm overwhelmed or stressed out is that they're proud of me no matter what, and that they'll always love me, and even if I make mistakes, I'm still a good person, and I can't always do everything, and that's okay.